anytime soon whenever StreamYard wants to. Here we go. Hello, friends. How are you? I'm probably gonna start. Wait, before YouTube does the. There we go. Because I had the. I always have it open just in case. So hi everyone. Welcome to the Prep June Friday night stream, where we get things done. And this is the only day that I work on my plotting for camp, which I'll try to do and not work on Twitch things because I should be a responsible adult. Maybe. Who knows? I have some lovely friends here, and I'll let them introduce themselves, starting with Tiffany.
Sorry, I was mute and I had to mute. It's a hard night, y'all. It's a hard night. Hi, peoples. I'm Tiffany, TRS Lifestyle, and all the interwebs. I keep waving even though I'm in avatar mode. I will be streaming tomorrow for Saturday Shorts at noon. I'm one half of Des LeRae, and it's our release week. So if you haven't checked out Shot at Forever or Bookish About Love, please go to Amazon and check that out. And if you have, leave a review. We love those. They're better than chocolate. And, or maybe not. I don't know. James, you apparently disagree.
I'm sorry. Chocolate. Okay, I was like, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, they're better than. I was gonna say Kit Kats, but no, I really love a good Kit Kat.
See, I would agree with you on that one.
There you go.
I would agree with you with the Kit Kat.
Nah, I like Kit Kats. They're better than Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I don't like this.
How dare you bite your tongue?
I don't know what else I have to say because I'm tired. Okay, bye-bye.
Oh crap, that's me. Hi, I'm author JC Carpenter. I make videos and stuff. I have books. That's me. I got nothing else.
Hi, I wasn't ready. I was like, wait, JC's not going to talk about our book release on last Friday? Okay.
I said I got books. I thought that kind of included that.
Roy says no.
Oh, well, if Roy said, oh yeah, that too. I definitely, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And GoFundMe. All right, now I'm ready. I'm Nia. I host writing streams like this on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. here on YouTube. I also stream on Twitch on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday. And tomorrow I will be with the Storytellers Hearst Relay. I'll be on 2 streams. Laura's got me beat. She'll tell you in a minute. So yeah, you can come hang out with all of us. Everybody's it's gonna be a busy weekend, so come hang out. It'll be fun.
I'm me here. I mostly write horror, and I will be on 4 streams for the Storyteller's Hearth at 3, 5, 11, and 6. So it's going to be great. And I'm fried.
She's tired, friend. She's tired. I got 2 tired friends here.
She's also awesome.
Yeah?
I said she's also awesome.
Oh, she's fantastic. She is fantastic. Who am I? I'm Esther. Welcome! This is my channel. This is chaos. Every time I run a stream, it's full of surprises. They are already used to it. Most of you are already used to it. This is Friday stream. What do? I write. I sometimes do videos. Sometimes stream. Haven't started drinking, but we'll be drinking tonight, so buckle down or up or whatever. Also, I put the link for the GoFundMe for JC on the chat, and it is pinned to the top too. And I will be on Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern at Jess's Storyteller Heart stream with JC and Barrett, which is on chat. He is on chat, and that's it, because I work on Saturdays, so I can never participate on anything Saturdays. Such is life. Anyways, friends.
I'm just looking at Roy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait.
oh, he
Wait.
just
No, not me. Can I? No. No. Why? Why is not letting me? Ugh.
Oh no.
Solo. I want to see Roy.
Oh,
Look at the way he just looks at her. I love
He's
it.
so cute. Oh God.
That's you,
Look at
Roy.
the puppy.
Hello, handsome.
Oh, hello.
You want one more treat? Oh,
Oh, he's like, not
Did you ever
anymore.
get a chicken sandwich, Laura?
I did not.
Oh,
You did not get chicken
Laura,
sandwich?
you need to eat.
No,
What
I
up?
ate. He didn't eat.
Laura
any
ate
of
chicken
my
sandwich. Roy did not get chicken sandwich.
Oh. So before we start the sprints, let's say hi to the chat. Patjet is here, and is very focused on her character's edit. Felicia's here. Hi is here. Cool Gamer is here. Our friend Barrett is here. He loves us all. We love you too. Responsible, I don't know her. I did say we're starting. GoFundMe. Welcome. Oh, yeah. Well, I do have an intro. Sometimes I forget it, so I just roll with it. It makes for a fun, chaotic, kind of stream. And it is a lot like my normal self. And people will get, yeah.
Yeah, my reasoning
People
is
will get.
I just hate talking about myself. So that's why I always forget all the things.
So
No,
I
I'm telling
don't
you,
mind.
my
I don't
reason.
mind talking about I don't mind talking about myself. It's just sometimes the head is like all over the place, and I'll just bring you for the ride.
Now ask me about y'all stuff, and I can be like, "Oh, Tiffany's got this, Esther's got this, Laura's got this, Mia's got this." I don't have anything.
You're wonderful, Daisy. You are.
All of you.
We're gonna go right up. If any of you are kind of new to this June stream, oh god. Hey, Morgan! Hi!
Hi, friend.
So we do a 20-minute sprint, followed by a 5-minute break. Then we do a 25-minute sprint, followed by a 10-minute sprint. And then we do the 30-minute sprint, followed by a 15-minute break. And then it's done. Probably we're going to be kind of like wishy-washy, because the topics are kind of interesting as we're building, and we have our in-house world builder here, Nia, and Laura does awesome things.
What I'm hearing
We're
with those
building.
time frames is Nia, don't take over the conversation.
Oh no,
that's okay.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm like, Nia, take over. I don't have any answers for these questions.
That's okay.
It's all you, Nia. It's all you.
That is perfectly okay. So all of the timers except the 5-minute timer are from Laura. So if you haven't seen them, check them out. You have to scroll kind of like a lot, because I went and looked into her year and 2-year-old timers, because I'm like, we have to showcase the hidden jewels in her channel. The 5 minute break timer is from Inimitable Books, just so you know. So I'll ask later what you guys are working on. And the question is scrolling down. Is a yes or no question. Do you do any word building? Let me know. And yeah, let's do the 20 minutes and I'll shut up.
Do you have to?
Yeah.
Okay.
In time.
Woohoo!
How was that? How was those 20 minutes?
I found a location for my story.
Nice.
Too short.
It was too short. I'm wrapping up.
Yes.
I'm wrapping up a second outline because I'm gonna try and do the 2 novellas. I'm pretty sure I can do one
Ooh.
because the novellas are only like 15,000 words, and the thing for this weekend to write the novel is like 50,000 words.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna try and see if I can do 2 of them. So we'll see. We'll see. I definitely want to do one.
Nice.
Definitely want to do one.
Nice, nice. How about you, JC?
Oh, me. Oh, I was in between doing my devotional and working on this outline. Multitasking.
Good, good. I my internet is struggling today. So I did a few things Twitch related that took pretty much the entire sprint, but I did and fish out finally found my copy of Say the Cat Writes a Novel, and I pull it out so I can kind of like start working on the beats for the camp project. So the question was, and let me see if we got any updates. Also, we got Persephone got here while we were on a sprint. And this is a question for Barrett, which I imagine he answered or may not.
I was just typing the answer that they already had the karaoke for June answer.
Yeah, it's the second Saturday of each month.
Right.
And then Nicole came by. Amy is here too. She's starting to outline her second novelette. Morgan is trying to come up with name for places. Angela got something in thanks to the sprint. I'm trying to press on after losing some of my word lesson. No. But I know those words aren't as good as they were originally. Still, at least it's more. Yeah. Losing words is rough. That is rough. So, friends, do you do word building? I know the answers, but I want to know them again.
Never.
I mean, oh yeah, we just let Nia take over the whole segment, you know.
I mean, Nia, you have
Nia and Laura,
AWC video about word building for Panster, so.
My answer is sometimes.
Even sometimes for Laura.
I mean, I guess world building has to happen in any story, really, but it's not a focus for me. So I don't know. Character is always more. The character and the plot is always more what I focus on.
How about you, Tiff?
Yep.
I'm sorry, Laura.
In my story, Spiderweb, there is all we know is we're in outer space outside of a spaceship. We don't know what year it is. We don't know what the gender of the person is. We don't know any of that, and it still works. But I don't know. That one's a rare no world building.
Yeah, I do world build too. I don't know. I find it enjoyable. I discovered characters when I first draft, probably the second time that I'm drafting. So, yeah, I do. Some of our friends answer. Morgan, she does. Angela, she does. She loves word building.
Oodles, I love
This
that.
is the funniest answer. I stage furniture for a living and write, so yes. That is just such a good answer.
Perfect.
Go.
And Persephone is like, yes, all the world emitters building. Fantastic.
What about
And
you,
let me see if
Tiffany?
I can wrangle my internet. Um, Also, we got Victoria here too.
We didn't get Tiffany's
And
answer.
Oh, Tiffany. Yes, Tiffany answered.
Yeah, Tiffany.
Oh yeah, I do tons of world building.
Town called Christmas.
Hmm.
she
Well,
does.
I think I do a lot of world building because I rarely set my stories in actual towns. Like I generally am making
Same.
up the
Yeah.
place. So
Yep.
like one of my stories is on a mythical college campus. So I had to, or well, a non-real college campus, I guess I could say. So I had to design the campus and figure out, where everything was, because for a second there, I had everybody going left to go to whatever building they were going to. So you kind of have to in some ways, and then I think writing paranormal, you just kind of have to, because you
Yeah.
have to have the rules of your world and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm pretty much the
100%.
same as Tiffany. I rarely will use a real life town, only if it's like if like my people are gonna visit like New York City or they're gonna visit LA. But if it's any small town, I create the whole small town myself, make maps for it, and I will usually shove it somewhere in a real place. Like I'll create a town in Virginia or a town in Florida. So
Yeah.
I can draw from this town and that town, but no one can say, oh no, that's not what Ocala looks like, or that
Yeah.
place doesn't exist. I'm like, it ain't that. And I made it up. I'm just like taking little bits from areas that I visited when I've been there or places that I've researched. I love world building is just for some of us, it's really, really fun. It's just an enjoyment. So, for some people I know it feels like a chore. If it feels like a chore, I say if you don't need to do it, don't do it. But for some of us, it is the most fun part of writing is like being this world maker, and creating this thing. So even for contemporary, I create my own.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the fun part of writing for me is killing off characters. Okay, anyway, sorry.
That's fun too.
that's funny. Amy says, I plot most were building, then pans the small details. Hello, Future Me or Anti-Faction has great videos on place names and how they evolve. Yeah, I do watch quite a lot of Hello Future Me.
Mhm.
Victoria feels the same way as JC. I do of course, but it's kind of like an afterthought compared to characters. Um, Amy has a question. My paranormal romance is set in the real world on a beachside town. My editor is insisting I specify exactly where this fictional town is, but I don't think I need to.
But it's fictional.
It's fictional.
But I
What I
kind of
do,
Well,
I
maybe do
kind of
you
I
need
get
I
what
does
you
she
mean,
say.
does she mean
Right.
like is this fiction like Nia said, is this fictional town set in a real state? Like
in
right,
which
Yeah.
like
Is it in
state
Maine
or
or is
which
it in?
county?
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's
I
what
would
I
do
would
that.
think.
I would. Yeah. Go ahead, Tiffany.
Oh, that's what I was saying. I would think like my college, I don't say it's in Georgia, but it is a southern school. So I do
Hmm.
mention certain things that are south. Like things that are known for how people in the south speak or how they say certain things. Like I remember asking somebody because I had one character ask her something about if she wanted a soda, and I was asking someone, they were like, "Oh no, it's Coke." Because or in the South, everything's Coke, and I was like, "That's weird, but okay." Um,
Yeah.
so
And
your editor might be looking for things like that that are like touch
More
tone.
specific.
Well.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
So
I will
specific area.
certainly give it a state at the very
yeah,
least, because a
Yeah.
fictional town in US, the US is super big,
Yeah.
and if you don't
Or
have
as
details enough to a reader be like, oh, this is on the eastern, or is this on the east side, or the west side,
mhm,
or north, or south,
yeah,
or midwest, they're
and,
gonna be like, is this like where in the
Where in the
US? It's
U.S.
like
It's
yeah.
the
very
US
And
is
that's
big,
very
and
broad.
these towns are very
it
I was
has
gonna
a
different.
lot
say,
of like climate different things.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Even within the very American culture, there's a lot of differences within the US. So I think you might need to specify at least a state.
yeah. I was gonna
Yeah,
say
I
I
that.
would
I
will
was
tell
gonna say
say,
if you
I
don't
would
if
do
you
a
don't want to
state.
do it if you don't want to do a state, then at least they do like Tiffany southern.
Yeah.
It would it in the southern U.S. or eastern
I
northern United States or
I can tell you, yeah, I specifically can tell you why with beach towns. I'm in North Carolina, and our beach towns have a very specific vibe. It's really, really cool. And there's the northern beach towns that are one way, and the southern of just North Carolina, the southern beach towns that are another way. And there are some intertwining when you get to certain places. It's more about the lighthouses and the strolling down the beaches. Then when you get to Wilmington, you've got that, but you also have um, you've got like more boardwalky type of areas. And if you go to beaches in New England, it's the same thing. Beaches in Virginia, same thing. Each state, their beach towns have a vibe. They really have a vibe. Beach towns in South Carolina have a vibe. And Alabama, they have a vibe. In Florida, Southern, very different vibe. And there's a different vibe in the Panhandle than there is when by the time you get down to Miami. There's a different vibe in Tampa. So I get what she's getting at. So at least give it a state, and then I would
yeah.
research the beach towns in those states, and then make sure you're creating your own, so you don't say, oh, people aren't going to go like, wait, I'm from Virginia Beach, and it's not like that. You can
Right.
say a beach town
mm-hmm.
in Virginia, and then research a couple of the beach towns and be like, okay, this feels like this is what it is. The same thing if you're going up to like Maine or something like that. Their beach towns are very cool, very, very different vibe though.
And
You
then with
got the
us, like
sweaters. I
with the
imagine like
upper
people are wearing the
with the
sweaters and
northern
the
states, you can
beaches
kind
and
of
the
just
lighthouses.
with the northern states, you can even just say New England because that's a couple of
Yeah,
different
New
states that
England
that can
would
mean.
work. They have a, yeah. There's a very New Englandy vibe when you go up there to their beaches. That would work. Cape Cod, that type deal. So give it at the minimum a region. If you're going Carolinas, they're similar, but even from northern Carolinas to the southern Carolinas, there's a very different vibe. Myrtle Beach, you've got motorcycle, the bike things it's wild. Like Myrtle Beach is like party, party, party. So even every town is so different. So I get what
Or
she's getting at.
because like in the South, they talk about things differently. Like food is talked about differently in the South as opposed to the North. Like soda is a whole different name in the South than the North. So like there are different things that are pertain to each part of the U.S. So you might want to you know still be vague, but not
Yeah.
narrow the region.
So just say that is on the state of California, or is on the west side, or like west south
West
of the
Coast,
Yeah.
US.
There's
If you
West.
don't want to
northern,
be like
middle, and
so
southern.
specific, because it could be like with Victoria, where she reached. Anytime she reads a beach town, she just assumes California. If you ask me, I'm someone who would assume any beach town in Florida because that's what I've been exposed to, and that's what I think of a beach town in the U.S. I pretty much never think of California. So
Yeah.
you have two people reading the same book, and we are picturing completely different
Yeah.
towns because there's not as enough details in it to guide our imagination.
Yeah. And if I'm reading it and it just says beach town, I'm automatically going East Coast. And then I'm looking for little details to try and, because I've been to a lot of East Coast beaches from Cape Cod all the way down to Miami. So I'm now trying to pinpoint, even in all the way to Texas and down Louisiana. So now I'm like trying to pinpoint. I'm going to start reading for those details to try and figure out where are we at. Is it
Even
really
within
humid?
California, even within California, because California is so big, Northern California, Southern California. I'm
Mhm.
sure they do things. Never been to California, but I'm sure they do things different in the northern part of California than the southern part of California. So
Yep.
And Angela's also right too in the idea of weather because,
Yep.
like, I lived in Colorado. Colorado mountains and Georgia mountains are two totally different mountains, and then add in what Washington State, add in
Maryland has mountains
Mhm.
too
Canada
that are
Yep.
Rockies.
different.
Like, you've got so many different conversations just around that. So yeah, even just weather alone, you could have someone in a jacket and, like, Esther said, she could be reading it and she's like, well, that's wrong. But
Why
she's
are they
thinking of a
wearing a
different
jacket in
city
Miami?
than what you're
Yeah.
thinking. So yeah.
Yep. Right.
100%. Hopefully, we were able to help you. And like you said, Amy, you yourself assume it's gonna be like Canadian Great Lakes when you think of a beach town. So you you don't have to, but you might consider adding a little bit more details to, again, guide the reader's imagination. You don't have to completely paint a picture. Readers are very smart,
At
but
least let
give
us
them
know
enough
which
for
ocean.
them to go.
What's that,
Yeah.
Laura?
Hmm?
At least let us know which ocean it is.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
That's
definitely,
true.
I'm like,
definitely.
the waves are not the same on the East Coast and the West
Hmm.
Coast. We
Definitely
got
not.
teeny tiny waves, but you can still surf them. But they're small in comparison. Um, and what Angela said is very true. Not just about the weather events and all of that stuff, but yeah, you're gonna want to like look up events and stuff, and so because there's a vibe with events, we have like where you're gonna have fish festivals, shrimp festivals, all that kind of stuff. It's California. I'm sure they have some kind of festivals on the beach. So look up what beach towns are doing over there, because
Up
beach
here
towns be doing stuff.
at Niagara on the lake, up here we have peach festivals.
Yes.
Ooh.
So
We have
good.
strawberry festivals. I think Florida does a lot of strawberry festivals, so I'm sure California's got some festivals. And beach
And
towns
that
love their
Virginia
festivals.
had a lot of
Michigan.
like apples and what was the other one? I, I remember a lot of apple orchid festivals, and I'm like, jeez.
And Michigan is on the
Mhm.
other side of the Great Lakes from Laura, and they have, I think it's like blueberries and tulip festivals.
You ask some
So
world
Yeah.
yeah.
builders some stuff, and here you, yeah, I'm like, this is like a can of worms,
I'm also
Esther.
gonna go while on the sprint, unless Esther gets to it first. Find the video of Mia talking about world building from the AWC from last year. So maybe that can also be helpful to Amy and or anyone, since this is a world building themed sprint.
Oh,
Look, Esther might beat me to it. I'm not as quick at the links as she is. I'm looking.
I
It's
estimate
easier
that.
to go to
Shannon's page. Shannon.
Shannon's,
Yeah.
yeah, and her playlist as usually. You are very welcome. They have maple syrup festivals. Yummy.
Laura,
So
my father
that's,
asked
see,
about
we're
the
wishy
maple
washy
syrup.
with the time.
It's okay. It was good. It
What
was
was
good
that
music.
again?
Oh, I was telling Laura, my father asked about the maple syrup guy that she sent me
He's a hockey player.
because I had it
Oh,
sitting there, and he was asking about it like it was someone famous. He's like, "Who's that?"
If it is someone famous, it's probably Wayne Gretzky.
Of course.
Nice. Cool. So the next question is, what part of world building is the most exciting to you, and which part is the least exciting? So we're
None of
gonna
it.
go to a 25-minute sprint. I am gonna get my passion fruit and hose a lot of vodka in it and get to working on this Save the Cat beat sheet. So we will start, and I again will shut up.
And I just posted the link for the video.
How dare.
I thought you meant how did this script be over, and I was like, oh.
And that's time. How was that 25 minutes?
Good.
Good?
That's
Yep.
like
Short?
happy early birthday pageant.
Yes.
Oh yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, happy birthday. Um,
Yes, happy birthday.
when she spent her entire birthday day working on her characters, but I mean, it's,
I love that all she wants for her birthday is a Dr. Pepper and to finish her book.
yeah, so
I love that.
probably the best birthday for her. Let me know what was achieved during those 25 minutes. I see that JC is eating. What are we having for dinner?
Um, Chicken teriyaki with fried rice.
Mm.
Nice.
I was working on my outline though, but then I realized I was hungry, which is why I'm now eating.
So during the sprint, we got Alicia here.
So I have decided on the location of my story, and I have some reference photos. I am starting the outline. I did some research on what the area was like during the Edo period of Japan,
Wait, which story is
and
this, Laura?
it's brand new.
I gathered that. That's why I was like, wait, what? Did you say
There's another
research?
anthology that's open to cosmic horror submissions um,
Okay.
this month. That is, let me scroll back up.
Oh, okay.
1,500 words to 2,500 words. So
Oh wow.
we'll see if I can do it. But
You can. You got this.
yeah. So I want. So it's cosmic horror. So there's gonna be something up with the terraced rice fields because you flood them and they're reflective.
Mm.
So yeah.
Interesting. Tell me
Yeah.
more.
I don't know yet. Um,
Like I haven't figured that out.
I was going to say, tell me more when you know more, but I was
yeah.
like, does she know more?
So this guy is returning to his hometown of shoot, where'd it go? Kamikatsu. So he's going to Kamikatsu, Japan. So he's returning, and he has to go through the mountain that is it's gorgeous and it's covered in moss and it's drizzling, and the view opens up to the rice fields early summer where they're all flooded and terraced up the mountain. And so he's walking the familiar path to get back to his family's house after all this time being away. And I'm not sure yet what's going to be going down with the. I don't know.
I don't know, but I can't wait to find out with you.
Yeah, I want to know too.
Yep.
How was that for you, Nia?
I did some more outlining and then I start, you know how when you outline and you just like mini draft because something comes to you, so you're like, let me just go ahead and write that down.
No, I don't
So
know
I'm
that.
at that point. Oh,
I
I'm
don't
at
know.
that
I
point
don't
in the
know.
outline. This is like cannot relate. No.
No. Uh-uh. I'm the person who unfortunately can't start
Oh,
until the outline is done.
And
oh, that's funny.
and I'm like, I need to write it down now. I might need that later, so let me write it down.
Yeah. How about you, Tiff?
I went looking for puppies, but
Yay.
Yay!
I ate dinner.
What was dinner?
My father brought back catfish and fries.
Ooh, nice, Dad.
Nice, nice.
Very
Well,
nice.
I've
Lucky
never had
apparently wants
catfish.
to say something.
Yes, he's gruffing now because I won't let him talk. Now he just turned his head like this away from me, so he can't look at my hand.
He's like, no.
Literally
can't
doing
see
that.
it, it doesn't
Jason.
count.
He's like, he has his pouty face on. Literally.
He's like, you shunned me. No.
It's like Nia has a teenager as a puppy.
No,
Yes.
a toddler. A toddler.
Also, Amy was like, whoa, perfect timing. I just closed my dot because my brain went blank. Which, we all been there. Also, Alicia got half through editing her chapter. Morgan went on a research rabbit hole. And let's see, before I go to... Also, Paget is living up for the name Loki.
Yep.
I'm gonna go through the... Let me go before a few things I start. So Paget birthday is on Monday, and she just wants to finish her book and drink some Dr. Pepper. I hope you're able to do that.
Yeah.
I don't have a partner, so I don't know if they know how happy we are when we are in our little book bubble. I do have a mom, which she's used to me being weird. So me spending hours here working on a book, she's like, it's an Esther thing.
Yeah. Spouses are the same way. They get it after a while. They're like, oh, okay, you're in your happy space. I'll let you be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, when you find the thing that you love, cling to it hard. Also, this is for you, Laura. You're such a prolific writer, and that's true. Since I know you, I don't think I have heard of you not finishing something. Whether you submit it or not, you see your projects through. So,
Not
and
all of
finishing
them.
things, it's hard.
There are a couple that I've started that I should go back to.
But that's the thing, you go back to them.
I have a lighthouse
You know?
one that I should go back to. Because, the keepers of lighthouses used to go mad because
Yes.
mercury poisoning.
Yes.
Because the Fresnel lens was on a bath of mercury and they would,
No, I did
strain
not.
it
I
through
did
leather,
not know that. I did not know
handle
that.
it with their bare hands.
I was gonna say I have a story about a lighthouse, and I literally left it because it started getting scary. I was like, "Oh, I don't want to write this anymore."
Mine
What
was
have I
intentionally
done?
scary.
I was like, "Close and put away."
I don't
I've
even know
never
how I
thought of
controlled it. I gotta go back
Lighthouse
to
as a horror story, but okay.
it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They start out normal
Well,
and then they go dark. I don't know how that
we
happens.
never thought Pringles can be horror, and she managed to creep us out with it. Even though I was living for it, I was like, yes, eat them.
Horror.
Look at me.
So
Look
the
look at
lighthouse
me.
keeper in this
Look at
story,
me.
his wife died, and every time the light flips around in the house and goes back towards the island, he sees her shadow dancing in the light on the edge of the lighthouse, and it's really fun in a creepy way.
Is it fun? Is it though?
Yeah.
Okay.
He starts to go a little loopy, and spill some of the mercury on the ground, and so it starts beating in these indents in the ground that look like an etching of some sort that someone may have done on purpose for something nefarious.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, I don't know, I got stuck. We gotta go back to it.
Now, this is something that I will see as a horror or a speculative sci-fi horror tale where your mind goes blank and you lose time in front of the computer screen because something is either updating you or stealing that time for themselves.
That sounds like AI.
That's That's super cool.
I
I
like it
don't
a lot.
write horror nor speculative, so you know, if any writer wants to, with Angela's permission, wants to work with that, and you finish it, send it my way. I would love to read it.
Mm, I got that.
So, friends, what part of world building you guys like and are excited to work with, and which parts are you like, oh, you would love to just like chuck it?
I like research. Anything that makes me have to research stuff. I love to research anything, but I hate having to keep track of timelines. That does not excite me. I almost always fail at it. So like I don't know. I don't know what time period you're in now. Like how many months have passed? How many weeks? I don't know. I'm just writing the
Oh,
story.
We got permission. Yay.
So yeah, that's my answer.
How about you, Tiff? What do you love about world building and what you're like low to work with?
Um, I love a number of things.
I thought you say a specific number.
yeah.
I love three. I love coming up with like my places and my people. And I love doing the research and looking for like inspiration photos and making mood boards. And the thing that I don't like is Nia making maps.
We know with the town I called Christmas, this was a issue. The map where things were.
I know. That's why I'm like Nia. So you know how much she loves maps.
I do.
Oh.
So, who of my top world builders wants to start?
Go yeah.
Um, honestly, I like all of it. I literally have been since I read the questions in the email trying to think of what part I don't like. And so then I was like, well, oh, I know the thing that frustrates me, but I even like that when you have a plot hole and you have to fix it. And I'm like, oh, but I love it also. So I'm like, I don't, I'm trying to think.
So everything excites
The
her,
X,
is
the
what she's
Deus Ex Machina. I even like trying to work that out because I feel like everything should
saying. The
be
who?
a
Deus Ex
checkoff done.
Machina.
The Deus Ex
Oh,
Machina. That's that thing that shows up at the end that just like solves it, or you're writing a
okay.
mystery and all of a sudden the
Yeah.
mailman did it, and the mailman was never in the whole mystery, and you're just like, where'd that come from? I feel duped. Okay. So the mailman needs to be a checkoff gun where you've introduced the mailman at some point earlier and he shows up a couple of times. So then when the mailman did it, they can go back and say, yeah, when he was delivering at that house and he had to take something to the door, that's when he slipped some poison or something like that. There has to be a reason why the mailman did it, and you can't just slip it in at the end. I really love this. I can't think of anything I don't like about world building. I'll have to get back to you. I'll think on it some more.
How about you,
I
Laura?
love that. I love that.
Um, like that lighthouse one came about because I watched a YouTube video where this person was explaining lighthouse madness and how the phenomenon came about, and that whole thing just sent me down a spiral. I was like, "This is so cool!"
Yeah.
So, I uh, like the documentaries and stuff that I get to watch to inspire. Um, that's really fun. Um,
not gonna lie. This is a very exciting topic.
I had a feeling this was the stream she would have missed.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's hard to. So, like, right now, the story's going to be in Japan. I need to try and do enough research to make it not obviously wrong and offensive. Like, what are you talking about? So, like, I don't know. My least favorite part of world building is like trying to figure out how to be like respectful of cultures while still drawing inspiration. And do you just make it complete fantasy because you don't want to do it injustice? Like, that's why my first book is shelved permanently, because I can't find beta or sensitivity readers for it. So, like, I don't know. It's just it's a tightrope walk, and it's really hard.
Yeah, it is. I think that's why I stay within my culture, more or less, because I know it, and I mean, I'm like, I know it enough. It's like, you know it, Esther, just, but also because it's not used a lot, so what do I, like, I love building, and this is why I will always keep writing fantasies, in any kind of like in the umbrella, because I love building things. And this is why I love The Sims, because I love building things. So I kind of like love building the plays and the culture and the history and what kind of events shape up the society. I do tend to forget about religion, because for me, religion is not always, it's not always, but it can be tied to culture. And I say not always because for me and for like the culture of Puerto Rico, even though we are like Christianity is like huge here, it's not the base of our culture, not entirely. So that's why I'm like, I don't wed culture with religion, and that's why I forget about religion. The thing that I loathe the most about world building is the economic side of everything. Like, don't ask me if they use money or if they trade things. I don't know. I don't know, and I'll find out when I need to find out. If I never references, then I don't know. Imagine whatever you want, because I really don't like to deal with the economics of the world.
Just know they can get stuff. They can get what they need.
Yeah, yeah. They'll find the things because I'm writing it.
Have you
Some
ever
of
world
the
builded so deep that you got into like, do they have shoelaces? How do they tie their shoelaces? What are their shoelaces made out of?
Kinda like when you're doing
not me.
fantasy, like how do they fasten their clothes? Do they use belts? Do they use strings? Do they have zippers? Have they discovered anything that's zippery or velcro-y or anything like that? Like what's keeping their clothes together?
No.
Not.
And then
Not me.
sometimes you just have to let it go because there is a part of world building where we're going to take some of what we already have living here on this earth as humans and put that naturally onto, even if we completely make up a whole new world. There are just things that are just going to be ingrained in our mind, and we can go ahead and I don't need to describe like if they have something that's like an apple, but it's a completely foreign place. Do you call it an apple? You know, or do
Yep.
you have to come up with something new and then describe it, and people are in their minds going, "That sounds like an apple." You know what I mean? So it's that sometimes it's okay to say, yes, it's a fantastical world, but you know.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I don't know how sci-fi people do it when they're like dealing with planets that are not like Earth.
Mhm.
Um, so there's very limited of things they can reference to explain the reader. So props to you, sci-fi authors. I could never. So Persephone says, when word building informs your ideas and gives you more ideas, the most frustrating is when it contradicts and doesn't work, unless you can figure out why there are exceptions to your story rules. That's true. I
Yeah.
don't know if I have word build in a way that I contradict myself, but it may be because I don't word build as deep as Nia or Laura does. I do with everything. I do just enough.
Like, do I really
Victoria,
have to go
yes.
into the life cycle and reincarnation cycle of a vampire? Like, where do vampires come from? This is a romance, dang it! Anyway,
It's like Laura and Nia go deep, deep, and I'm like,
It's fascinating
I
to
don't
watch.
know,
It's just
just
fascinating to watch.
imagine whatever. Or I was still with the classic. They were turned.
And Nia
They were
just
once
lights
human.
Nia lights up like a Christmas tree with anything.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful. It's joyful.
Yeah, I will eventually, once I know enough. Nia might be the person I will share what I will be working on July, because I think she will really, really like it.
Oh wow!
Ooh.
I love
Because
hearing about the book
it
world.
it pulls a lot of Taino culture. So, and that is something you don't really see.
No, you
Uh,
don't feel like that.
yeah, and it's kind of like kids with superpowers,
Oh, that sounds.
and
Ooh.
maybe the end of their world if they don't make good choices. But they're teens. When
My
do you make good
imagination is
choices?
going. My imagination is on fire right
Yeah,
now.
mine too, and I'm
Yeah,
not a real.
The
Mine,
Taino
look,
and the original indigenous culture that down in Puerto Rico. So I love anything that pulls back from
oh,
the indigenous
I
roots,
love that.
especially when it comes to
yeah,
superpowers. So I'm like, oh,
uh,
I can't wait.
yeah.
I love that, Esther. Oh.
I'm having fun. Just I'm having fun. Anyways, Victoria says, I really like figuring out timeline stuff, like how far it will take to drive somewhere and use that to figure out what kind of conversations could take place. That is
Yeah.
cool. I I don't
You just
see.
heard
I
me say
had
I
to
don't like
figure it
timeless.
out. Yeah, timeline is one of the things I have to deal with my holiday romance, because I did make the timeline. I just forgot I made it, and I kept writing without checking it, and now it's a mess.
Uh oh.
So, present me is not impressed by past me. So
Yeah.
that's a
if,
thing.
if
Yeah.
you go
And
back in
these
my
ones
search
with
history, you'll find my search. How long does it take the police to respond in a certain city in
yeah.
Canada? It's like, I need to know
That is
how long this person
everything.
has.
People be like,
I
they're
mean,
killing us.
I have a search with like how many blood bags can you transfusion to someone? That was from Marine, and I'm like,
You know,
oh,
Laura,
I hope they're not looking at my
Yes.
search.
Laura, for that you could. Well, you said it's to respond to a specific thing, right? Or just
Couple of
respond in
occasions.
general. Oh. Because I was about to say you could always go to the police in your area or whatever area you're talking about, and be like, can I do a ride along? It's for research, or do they do that? Because I know they do that here. They let people do if you explain that you're doing it for
We
research or
have
whatever.
three types of
I would
cops
just
here.
Google it or YouTube it.
We
Someone
have
else
the
has done it
cops on
already.
bikes, the cops on horses, and the cops on cars. So
I mean, yeah, you could do that, Nia. I'm just Laura always strikes me as a person who like wants firsthand knowledge if she can get it.
Like I'm going out there to
Yeah.
find
it'd be
out
nice.
on the mean streets of Canada. But I love the
Enjoy your
idea.
time with the fam, Paget.
My
And happy birthday again.
Yay!
yes.
Yes.
I love the idea of like when you're world building and you have your map, because a lot of times when you're doing a fantasy, your characters are going on a journey. So you want, if you have them taking 3 days to get somewhere, but then it only takes them 1 day to get back, or trying to figure out like how long these conversations are and what time period they're taking place in, and it's like you're reading it and you feel like it's been like weeks and weeks, and it's like, man, this journey, but then they get there and you're like, what, all that happened in 2 days? That journey was only 2 days. So making sure that you are mapping, I do that with my maps. Like my maps, I'm like, they're going by land, how long, so that when we're doing the journey, because it's fantasy, they're going on a journey, how long is it going to take them to get to this place, how long it takes them to cross the water, and then I had to figure out, how can I make them do it faster? And I'm like, oh, I've got these magical creatures that can help them
Ooh.
do a specific journey a little bit faster. So I was like, that'll work.
I did a solar system, and I still don't know how to figure out how fast their orbits are in relation to each other. So when they're traveling from planet to planet, like which side of the sun are they on at that time? I don't know.
Imagine doing
This is the
multiple
this is
moons.
the level.
Multiple,
This too
yeah,
down here
Well, Nia
were
is the
built
person to
that
talk to.
they build not only countries, entire solar planets, solar
yes.
systems. I'm here like I'm gonna
I
build
had
a little island.
I had
Bye,
to figure out
Amy. Good
where
night,
the
Amy.
entrances. Good night. I had to figure out where the
My
entrances
friend.
for the different realms are. Like, because you have, like, for the fantasy, like there's like two other realms, so I had to figure out where they are, how you get there, because you have to journey to get to either one of them. And then I had to like figure out the tides, because the my it has two moons, and then it does this weird eclipse thing, and I had to figure that out, and I'm like, what is that going to do to the tides and all that stuff? Because yeah, I'm like, this is, and I'm literally like, this is so fun trying to figure it out.
Painful.
It's painful, but it's fun. And then if
I
you get
love
something
it.
wrong because it's fantasy, you could be like, well, this is my fantasy world and this is how it works.
Yeah.
I'm consistent to my fantasy world.
Nicole says she enjoys culture, building culture, and the least is religion. I feel you. I really don't like religion or economics. Uh, I almost had gods in a series of mine that were never mentioned. To me, it's pointless developing anything that won't be referenced or even hinted in the books.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Paget, who already left, and I hope she's having a lovely family time. She loves the most the layout of the house, hotel,
Yes.
etc. Where they are, I do cozy mysteries. And the least thing she likes to work build is the climate. It's so boring how many times you can bring it up without being repetitive, yet still enough. True.
My most fun
Um,
thing that I've done when it comes to like doing house layouts, one is I did the spaceship for my sci-fi, just all of the levels, and like just all of it. I built the whole spaceship. And the other fun thing is for my historical fiction, doing a castle and having like the hidden passageways all laid out, so how people sneak around and get, I'm like, that's so much fun. I love doing layouts. Okay, I'm
yeah.
gonna stop now.
No, you're fine. Angela says, I love making animals and plants, and she's not good with languages. She also, I think this is something that she wrote in reference to the computer thing. It says, in olden days, they warned you not to lose your shadow by running into the sun. They carved protections over doorways and warn about doppelgangers in mirrors. And mirrors are a thing I don't like. Nowadays, people are glued to their computers and cell phones, but fail to notice they become mirrors when they are turned off. Dark mirrors. Oh,
I like that.
way to creep me out. What lurk in those between spaces before exists there still, and few remember to cover those mirrors when they are done working. That's why I sleep with my phone upside down. Like I flip it and the screen is turned. Also, if you like turn your phone this way, the notifications won't show up. Um, the other thing is like tonight you're feeling drained and you turn to your entertainment screen. Times fly and you barely remember what you saw, did, try to do. While you give up and yawning head to bed, behind you the screen flashes one more before going dark. Another day's harvest is done for the creature behind the mirror of the screen.
Ooh, creepy. I love it.
Ah. And I don't like mirrors because of past experiences. Also, Victoria's heading out. Good night, friend. Like, kind of like supernatural kind of experiences. So I hate, having, like, my room has no mirrors. And I refuse to have any mirrors on my room. Actually, I'm lying. My room does have mirrors because the closet the doors are mirrors, which I hate. I'm like, I just want to take them out, put like a tension hole, and just put a curtain. That kind of thing. Because I really hate mirrors.
Well, how would you see yourself to get ready in the morning?
I don't. I know I'm beautiful. I don't need to do much.
Well, of course you are. I wasn't saying
I usually
that.
just, if I need to check something, I will go to the bathroom, which has a mirror.
Esther is that meme, I woke up like this.
Yes.
Okay, yes, but I'm quite sure even Beyonce needs to make sure, all the hair is in place and stuff. She woke up like that. She woke up like that too.
Sometimes I check. Most of the time, I don't.
And of course, I was not questioning your beauty, Esther. Never.
So for tonight's weekend answer. Like I have to be my biggest supporter. I have to be the person who loved me the most. So that's why I'm like this. So we're gonna go to our last.
And we love you just the way you are.
Thank you. I mean, you have no choice. I'm just kidding. We're gonna go to our last 30 minutes print. Also, if you're following Desolare IG or Facebook group, then you can now vote in which hobby is the inspiration for our next book. Okay. Yes. I need to go to my Facebook.
Yeah, that's what I'm heading now.
That's what I'm gonna do. Also, I respect that Esther put an X chalk on the bag if you're worried about my English. Oh, that's interesting. Now I know if I ever have to do that.
B. Oh, I'm sorry.
This is the last question for the evening. what was it? What are the difference between fantasy, sci-fi, and contemporary world building? And I think I will probably Nia will have the most to say
I was gonna
because
say that
she
too.
writes in all of the genres
I
too.
do write
So
novels.
Yeah, my answer is going to be contemporary. So,
I mean, I can do
I don't know.
fantasy
Does
and contemporary,
paranormal fall
not
under
sci-fi.
fantasy?
yes.
I yes,
Yeah.
I would put paranormal
Yes.
in
Okay.
fantasy.
Yes. So let's get on with the last friend. And again, I'll shut up.
No, don't shut up. I want you to keep talking.
Every time, man. Every time.
Gotta love all.
And it's like the sixth ad we've gotten.
Oh my
It
gosh, and it's
says
not even let
two.
her go. It won't even let her skip the ad. That is
In the
wow.
middle of a timer?
I know. It makes no sense. It's a timer for a reason.
Isn't that like the third ad?
You know, if I was in an exercise class, I'd be really ticked off.
Right?
I don't need
Yeah.
Exactly.
extra squats.
Like
I
I'm
mean, well,
still
wait.
holding this plank.
I probably
Thank
could
you very
use
much.
extra squats, but we're not gonna go. We're not gonna get into that.
I mean, we all could use extra squats, but do we want extra
Oh
squats?
God, no.
Can you imagine you're holding a plank and a timer
Oh
the
no. Mm-mm.
Oh.
plank? Oh man. I'd be like, I hate everything.
No. Mm-mm. Planks are hard enough. You gonna make me wait? Mm-mm. Seriously, you two?
Do you think they're throwing more in because we skipped the other ones?
It's possible. They might be like, you're not gonna skip these. Watch the next one. Throw in. It's not gonna be one you can skip.
And that is time. How was that sprint for you guys?
Whoops.
How did it go?
Uh, oh, Tiffany.
I am on the last, well, the second to last scene that I need to edit.
Nice.
Nice, nice, nice. JC, you look as cozy as Laura looks almost every stream.
I am cold, so my Betty Boot blanket did make it with me. So that's what.
Yes.
Yay!
Yes.
Um, I worked on my outline after. Well, no, let me be honest. I went down a rabbit hole on Facebook after I went and voted, and I saw some things that I kept scrolling and scrolling, and then like the last 5 minutes, I was like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be working on the outline. Oops, okay, let me get back to that.
Oh, that's funny.
And I
Y'all
got,
votes are all over the place too.
huh?
Y'all votes are all over the place.
I just know it better be B. It's like no, just kidding, kidding.
I'm sorry I voted for D.
B is the cutest. What is wrong? B is the
I don't
cutest.
know. There was something about that black
Oh my
face and the
god.
rest of the body brown that I'm just like, oh, I just want to squish the face.
Oh god.
Aww.
Not as cute as B, but
This is my
it's
goal.
ultimately Tiffany and Jess's decision. So
This is true. I'm working on outlining the last segment of the second one. So, because it's a romance, I'm at the part, if you follow Romancing the Beat, it's the part with, called Fighting for Love. So, I'm just doing a light outline for that portion of it. And then I will have 2 completed outlines to work with for the rest of the weekend. So, I'm excited. And then my eyes
Nice.
started to get tired, and I was like,
Uh-oh,
no. So, I
uh-oh.
put on my glasses, turned down this light over here, and then I started listening to my audiobook, because then I was like, oh yeah, Game of Thrones, I still got to do that too.
Oh, real quick, hold
Oh,
up, real quick.
that's right.
One of the things I saw on Facebook as I was going down the rabbit hole was someone shared a reel, and they said, "Has anyone ever thought of what Dirty Dancing would be with beat was it Billie Jean? Dirty Dancing meets Billie Jean." So they played the end part with them dancing to the Billie Jean song. I was like, why does that work a little bit?
Oh my gosh, is it the part where they're all like group dancing and walking, doing the walk together?
That is included. It start. I could share it on my screen if you want to see. But Laura,
I still need to see Dirty Dancing.
Also, hey, Eva.
whoa, wait. Oh my gosh.
Don't worry, Laura. I haven't seen it either. So, and I haven't seen Grease either. So I'm just like, not for me.
You can't say that without having not seen it. Because Dirty Dancing is like the best movie ever. I probably saw it way before I was supposed to see it, but that's not the point. What? Oh my
Yeah, I
god.
think the first
Good
time I
night,
saw Dirty
Angela.
Dancing, a lot of it went over my head.
Yeah, a lot of it went over my head too because I was too young to really
Yeah.
be looking at that movie. But no one was there to stop me, so oh well. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Oh, sorry.
For that
I
sprint,
like the music during the time. I just remember all of that music being on the radio, and it was so good.
Okay, I'm sorry, Laura. I'm sorry.
And Patrick Swayze had a beautiful voice, and that's the only song he
And
did too.
he was really singing that song. She's like
Yes,
the wind.
She's Like the Wind. Beautiful,
What?
beautiful. Ah,
Okay, I'm sorry.
okay.
I actually read a paper on the history of yukata in Japan. to figure out what kind of clothing this main character would be wearing in the Edo period as a rice farmer. So,
Nice.
yeah, I read a research paper and then found out he would not be wearing a yukata except when going to the public bath, because they had public baths because there was a heavy punishment if you guys, like, if your house was responsible for a fire. So they didn't have their wood bathhouses like in their homes anymore unless you had like gardens. And so there was the public baths, and you would wear your yukata to and from there. And a lot of them were indigo dyed. So there was a bunch of different dyeing techniques that went over. And it was interesting. But yeah, so they do not wear it when they're working the fields. They wear a simple cotton kimono, a loincloth, and woven sandals.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mule over my catalyst / inciting incident because this book has 4 protagonists, but all of them are in kind of like different situations? Question mark. They need different things to like really turn upside down the world, and they can like it kind of like propels the story further, and it has to be something that makes sense overall in the story, but be different for each of one. And I'm like, oh, Esther, why? So yeah, let's see what our friends got done. Let me look. Where? Oh. Jeez. Eva says this weekend is finishing up critique work. And she's going next weekend to a out-of-state trip.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Alicia finished the 2nd chapter of The Night, trying to get at least one more finished tonight. Nice. Since I won't be working much tomorrow, since it's her birthday, we have another birthday! Happy birthday, Alicia!
Gemini's rock.
Happy birthday.
Also, Eva says that you look cold and cozy, JC. Eva voted for C. Alicia voted for A. But then Eva doesn't know what we're voting for. Then she says definitely B. And then I always said I wanted a speckled puppy, like how is dotted up around the eyes. Now my baby, though, is no longer haired like the dog. It's not long hair. Okay, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Dirty Dancing is a great pro-choice movie.
It does have a great pro-choice moment. Yes.
People forget the real plot of the story in the memes. It's not only and dirty.
The message of the moral of Dirty Dancing is you cannot judge a book or a person by basically don't judge a book by its cover. Just because they don't make assumptions about people. Because you might be wrong.
Nice. It's interesting. Felicia got 376 words. Chemis do rock. Some happy birthdays for Alicia. More happy birthdays. We all said what we did on that sprint.
I think so.
Yes? Okay. So, question. What are the difference between fantasy, sci-fi, contemporary world building? Do any of you want to start? Do you want me to start with the chat answers?
I don't have an answer for this one, so.
Thank you.
Nia, take it away.
So let me do a couple of the chat, and then we'll go to Nia's.
My daughter made them. I made her make them. This is a regular size one, and then she made a giant one.
Oh, wow.
Do you need my shipping address, Nia?
I need
Lo-
to live closer to Nia.
I need to
Well,
hide them because Loki is really loves snickerdoodles and they're way too
Oh.
much sugar. Oh dear.
Oh God. So Victoria says this is an interesting question. I think contemporary is just filling in gaps in the world, like making sure the world you imagine is communicated on the page.
Hmm.
But with fantasy and sci-fi, it's more like building things from scratch. I have an idea for a fantasy that is contemporary but very inspired by some specific historical moments. And I have a lot of work to do before I'm ready to even plot, just to set up the history and the magic system. It's a lot more work, but I think will also be more fun than realistic contemporary.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Also, just plain, not plain, just kind of like classic contemporary. It's fun in its way, in its uh, own thing. But yeah, like sprinkling a little fantasy on a contemporary setting is always fun. So,
Mm.
Yeah.
Nia, take it away.
Okay. So, uh, really, the difference has been said. But remember, when you're thinking about building everything from scratch, when you're talking about sci-fi or fantasy, remember you don't have to make a tree something other than a tree. A tree can still be a tree in your fantasy world. So you got to think about what are the things that you do want to be different, and how are you going to describe them. Like if you're going to have a ruling class, are they going to be called kings and queens? Are they going to be called emperors and empresses, or something like that? Or are you going to name them something different? And the thing is, when you name them something different, you're creating a new name. Um, you can reference something that we know. So if you come up with a name for a king, the Katata or something, and that's what your king is, there are things that you can say, and you can even say he ruled, this king did this, so that they're not, oh, that's a king. That means that same thing. So there's things that you can do so that you can come up with your own language if that's how far you want to take your fantasy. But if not, a king is a king. It's fine. You can call it a king. You can call it an emperor if that's your ruler. You can call your peasants peasants. There will, because especially sci-fi, you're going to have some geeky people who are going to be like, you can't call them a peasant. A peasant is a human earth thing, and this is fantasy. And it's like, to those people, you say, calm down. It's not that serious.
have
So
several
you
feet.
don't, yeah, you don't have to come up with a new word for every little thing, because our human minds, I forget what it's called. Our friend Charlie Dorset, they know so much about this. If you're not following Charlie's channel, they do so much with world building and just the macro and micro of it. They can explain it so much better than I can explain it. I know it, and I know what it is, but I don't always have the right word for it. So there's things that are in our human world as we are, that you don't have to, change absolutely everything when you're creating a fantasy world, but change those things that you want to. When I think about Shadow and Bone, the magical people, uh, the, the Grisha, they wear keftas. But how would you describe a kefta? So if you just say that they're kefta, and you're thinking, what is that? Well, it's described as a long robe. Robe is our word. It's also described like a long coat. Coat is also our word. So you can use our words to describe those things. Yes, that is Charlie. They are fantastic and so knowledgeable, about so many things when it comes to world building. So yeah, that's the sci-fi and fantasy, and you really can take it as far as you want to. And the thing with sci-fi and fantasy, there's a lot of people who just want to do what they need for the story, and that is completely legit. But a lot of sci-fi, especially, but sci-fi and fantasy readers, they love that stuff as extra. That if you put your world up on World Anvil, or if you have a doc that you give your special readers access to, They absolutely love that kind of stuff. They want to see your map. They want to see your world. And if you're creating a book, they would love a map in a book. You know, so these are things that it might seem like it's not necessary, but that if you're having fun with it, you can find ways to include it without bogging down your story. And that's the other thing you don't want to do. You don't want to info dump when
Mm-hmm.
you're creating all of these things. But adding them in, like adding a little dictionary at the end where people can look things up, a lot of sci-fi and fantasy readers and just enjoy that little extra level. So if you're going to do that extra level and you come up with all of this stuff anyway for your sci-fi or your fantasy world, so much fun. You know, let your real fans have fun with that stuff, but don't bog down your story with all of this stuff.
True, true, true. We need to make us just a live stream for Nia to talk about world building, so we can like jot down all the notes. Uh, Angela agrees with Victoria. Fantasy has the most freedom, but you had to make everything from scratch. Uh, Obviously, just take in mind a language. Use the language that readers can understand. Sci-fi often builds off from what we know, and contemporary has more aid for setting. That's
Yeah.
true. If setting is something that you struggle a lot, I will recommend to start with like urban fantasy or contemporary fantasy, depending on which kind of like group of writers you're with. They're pretty much the same. Uh, to start with, so you can have a setting that either is familiar to you or it's easier to research and get it right. And then once you feel comfortable adding things to an assisting setting, then you can, start getting your hands wet on building things. Also, thanks for the angel assistance. Made me 3 pages. So she worked on 3 pages.
Nice.
You're very welcome. I hope you have a good night. Also, Alicia has to go. I hope you have a good night. Thanks so much for the sprints. You are awesome. You are awesome, friend,
Happy
too.
birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, too. Also, Persephone asked, are we doing the 24-hour novel challenge? Eva says, not right now. Someday she will do that. JC might still attempt to do it. It's just a matter of being able to, I imagine. Because without an outline, she won't write it. You're attempting it, Nia?
Yes, I plan on doing at least a novella. If I can do more than one, then yay. But I'm at least going to try the novella. So novella's
Okay.
not 50,000, but if I can finish one, still that'd be great. If I can
Nice.
finish two, even better.
Be amazing.
Tiff, Laura?
Is Tiffany awake?
Um,
Oh, there she is.
I have a short story that I need to work on, but I also might not be here for half the day on Sunday, if not longer. So I don't know exactly how my 24 hours are going to stack up.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
they do have, I think they have 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You just pick 24 hours of those.
All right. So then I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, mine is depending on that Sunday because I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get anything done on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know. I do have a thing that I can work on and try to aim up for 20 to 27,000, but I don't know. How about you, Laura? You're like, nope.
I have 3 things that I can work on.
Ooh, yes.
I can do my scripts for my Udemy course that I'm having filming in July, so I need to get those done. I could work on my middle grade draft 6, and I could do the short story that I just been working on now.
So many options.
Nice.
So many options.
If I
Yeah.
really wanted to go crazy, I could do
Yeah,
Crimson
right
Strings.
too.
Wasn't the
I
great?
am gonna try. I'm gonna try and do
It's
too.
just Nia
Hold
is
up, wait.
Nia
I'm
is
confused.
channeling her inner Morgan.
Wait. Oh crap! Wasn't the 24-hour challenge thing supposed to start like today,
Tomorrow.
17,
I
18?
think I thought some people were starting today, but I just know it's this weekend. I think people are
And
starting
Okay.
in the Twitter
Saturday.
it says 17, 18, and 19.
Okay. Yeah. Phew. Okay. Because I was about to say, wait.
Yeah.
I wasn't counting Monday but I forget Monday's a holiday.
So you can either do the full 24 hours, you can do 2 12 hours, or you can do 3 8 hours. I mean, I don't know if they divided that way, but you can make it work for you.
Options.
Again,
You have options.
we can
The rules
find
just
all the
say
loopholes.
20. The rules just say 24-hour span of time. It doesn't have to be all in one chunk.
Yeah.
Kate posted her schedule for what she's doing on her
I saw.
Patreon.
I
So she's
saw that.
doing a continuous actual 24-hour.
Yeah.
6 a.m. to 6 a.m.
What about sleep?
She's I think she has the first, other than the opening ceremony, she has the first stream for the Storytelling Arc, right?
Yeah.
And then she's doing a Patreon stream at 2, a
At
Twitch
Twitch.
stream, 2 Eastern, a Twitch stream at 7 Eastern, I think, and then another Patreon stream at midnight Eastern.
11.
Wow.
No, it's 11 her time.
Oh man, did you
yeah.
guys hear the report about night owls?
What?
Like people night owls?
Apparently there was this report that says that night owls are shortening their lives, but it's not because of the amount of sleep. Because at first I was like, oh no, because I've done everything I can to make sure I'm still getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep, even because I don't go to sleep till like 1:30. So I'm like, oh no, it's not going to work. But they said it's not because of the amount of sleep; it's because of what allegedly we're doing at night. That's going to kill us early. Apparently, we're drinking and smoking.
Oh,
and
I don't drink or smoke.
And
I
overeating
don't
in the
drink or.
night. I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that. So my
Yeah, I'm not doing any of those.
I don't smoke and I don't drink every day. I don't drink every week even. So, like,
because at first they were like, because it said that it didn't matter if you were going to sleep late and then waking up later. And I was like, what? No, I thought as long as you got enough sleep, you were fine. And then but then when the report said that it's because of what we're allegedly doing when we're up, I'm like, I'm writing or reading.
I'm imagining the pool of people they took for that research. It's probably mostly people in their 20s.
Maybe.
They
followed twins. They followed twins from like 1980 until now or something like that. Like they followed twins for 30 years. So you have like, so that they could,
one set of twins or multiple set of twins?
Multiple sets of twins.
Was 30 years?
It still doesn't make sense. Why would you generalize? It's still a small pool. It's still a small pool. And on top of that,
all polls are generalizing something because there's no way you can survey.
Yeah, that's true.
It's their sample.
And on top of that, how do you gonna compare a singular person with a set of twins? Like,
well, if one twin is a night owl and the other one's not, you can compare them against each other.
I think that's what they were doing. Like they were following twins who had different sleeping habits. And apparently, I
That
guess
is
the twins that stayed up late were partying. I don't know. I don't know. I was like,
that is
that had me a little worried. I was like, what?
lies.
Yes, it was like,
It wasn't
why?
lies for those sets of twins and the people in that study. So I mean,
Why would you generalize a stream of random people discussing this article? Answer itself. That is just I don't drink every day. I don't drink every week. I don't smoke. So the only thing I need to be careful of is vitamin D, C? Which one is we get from the sun?
D.
Vitamin D.
D.
Get that
So
vitamin
yeah.
D.
That's the biggest thing that I will have to think about.
Living in Puerto Rico and not getting enough vitamin D, Esther.
Ma'am, it's hot here. 5 minutes out in the sun, I will be cooked. Dehydrated, like there's every single day they keep extending sometimes it's advised and sometimes it's a warning of the heat wave, depending where you are in the island. And I'm like, so you just keep extending this? So you just keep telling me to not get out? Especially they tell you not to get out from 11 a.m. until like 5 or 6 p.m. That's the entire day. So, yeah, it's not fun at all. It's horrible.
Oh my god! This challenge officially
I was like,
starts in an hour and 5 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the.
What was hour and 5 minutes?
I said the 24-hour challenge officially starts in an hour and 5 minutes.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Well, friends, I hope you guys enjoyed this discussion. I love talking to you guys. That's why I always have questions. Because I love chatting. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Ours keep getting extended, and I'm like over it, and it's not even July hurricane season, so we shall see. Let's see how many?
67.
It's 11 p.m. and it's 80 degrees.
Oh no!
Oh, it's 69 here now.
So we're getting cooked, literally. Anyways, friends, we're almost 3-hour long stream. I hope you guys were able to do all the things, or at least half the things that you wanted to do. I hope you guys enjoy.
I had snacks
Ooh.
for the weekend.
Oh, nice.
Gummies. I got my gummies, and I got some payday candy bars, little snack size candy bars. I'm like, I'm prepared. I'm prepared.
You guys are very welcome. I'll probably, since I'm gonna keep on drinking and I'm gonna stop actively working on this outline, I'll let my head think of things. I may jump on Twitch, but not my other Twitch, because, we're not gonna mix writing with K-pop. So I made another account. Like the insane person that I am. And I may jump on a stream late at night, tipsy, and watch some Enhypen, because I have no self-control, and my brain thinks I should stay in another group.
Did they bite you?
With what time and with what money? But who cares? Not my brain. So yeah, if you're looking for some fun shenanigans, and maybe me having a hard time using English, check it out. I have to like connect OBS to that account or Twitch Studio. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So yeah. Tomorrow starts the Storyteller Hard Write-a-thon, so check out the playlist. Laura is running a stream, and she's on 3 more. Nia is running another and being on an additional one. Me and JC with Barrett will be at Jess's on Sunday. Tiffany will be doing her Saturday shorts tomorrow. I should be streaming at 9 p.m. tomorrow on Twitch for writerly things, you know. We gotta. And what else? We do the normal thing. You have us the rest of the week. That's probably we shall see how things are going for her. So if you haven't subscribed to any of these lovely people, what are you doing? Come on. Let's get it together, friends. Anyways, I love you all for being here and for, you know, dealing with my chaotic self. So yeah. Yes, I'm doing the crazy. Go enjoy your shower and take care of the pets. You're completely fine. And like Persephone says, we will start waving